Hey everybody, it's Ken. Thanks so much for checking this out. It really does mean a lot. My hope is that you are someone who's come to know me and trust the way that I'll share with you what the Lord has given me, or maybe you just simply are someone who's seen all the talk about this, and so you're one that wants to take in a variety of opinions, maybe before locking in yours. So I don't know if you watched the Super Bowl, but if you did, then you saw the He Gets Us ad. That was a Super Bowl commercial. And it has been rather drawing out a lot of perspectives. Some are tearing it up while others are tearing up at the images that were portrayed for us, or these ideas rather that these images portrayed for us. So let's take a look. If we go back through the pictures and slow it back down, in the first picture, you see what appears to be maybe a wayward son washing his, we'll say, judgmental father's feet. In the second image, you see what is a white police officer washing the feet of a young black man. In the third image, we appear to be in a school where it's a young girl who might be one we'd consider, quote unquote, looks the part of maybe what the world expects. And she's washing the feet of another girl who maybe she has a sickness or any kind of disease or something. Or, you know what, it might just simply be a haircut choice that in today's world might have her cast out or picked on because she doesn't appear to be normal. In the fourth image, it's what appears to be a cowboy washing the feet of a Native American Indian. In the fifth image, it's an adult woman washing the feet of a young girl outside of what appears to be an abortion clinic with maybe, we'll say, some conservative protesters lined up. In the sixth image, it's a daughter on the kitchen floor washing the feet of who appears to be, we'll just assume that it's her drug-addicted mother. And in the seventh photo, it's what appears to be an oil field worker who's maybe fracking, and he's washing the feet of what appears to be an environmentalist protester. In the eighth photo, it appears to be a suburban woman washing the feet of most likely what is an illegal immigrant arriving by bus in her neighborhood. In the ninth image, maybe a Christian woman washing what appears to be a Muslim one. In the 10th image, it's what appears to be a violent protest where a black woman on one side is washing the feet of a white woman from the other. The 11th image, though, is something a little different. It's a white man and a black man, both who appear to be older in age, maybe more wise, and they're both sitting on the porch with a foot in the same water basin. And the 12th is what appears to be a transgender or maybe a homosexual man having his feet washed by a priest. But I bet in all 12 images, if you're like me, at first glance, you didn't see this. And maybe you didn't pick it up as we just went back through those photos much slower. See, in each image, both characters' shoes are off. I bet as well that if you were like me, you found yourself connecting with one character over the other just based on where you stand in these things, because that's your position. See, but before you lock in on one position or another, will you please just stay with me for a few more minutes and let me teach a little here. So now, as is my goal in all situations like this, I'm not trying to support a side. I'm trying to move you to Jesus. So this is not a pro or anti He Gets Us campaign video. I've checked out their site, and while you know what, I might not say everything exactly the way that they said it, or maybe I'd add more context here or there. Nothing they say is crazy, and what I believe they are trying to do is get you to Jesus. So I can respect that. So first, let's just get straight to the idea here. He gets us, because I've heard a lot of comments on this across social media. And the question is, does he? Is that really what we want people to know? And what I would offer you is this. Yes. Yes, he absolutely gets us. He's God. He is all knowing. And as Jesus is God in the flesh, well, so listen, that is, in my opinion, what makes him, Jesus, who he is. See, the Apostle Paul tells us in Philippians 2, you can go to Philippians 2:7 to be exact, that he, Jesus, emptied himself by assuming the form of a servant, taking on the likeness of humanity. And that is why we can then, if you go to Hebrews chapter 4, starting in verse 15, we can say we can approach this throne of grace with boldness. Some translations say confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in a time of need. Because we do not have a high priest, as it goes on, that is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who was tempted in every way as we are, yet without sin. This is what's so important to know about Jesus. Yes, he does get us, but he's not us. Okay? He does get us, and because he does, we can approach him with confidence and assurance that he will listen to us. He has compassion for us because he understands the cunningness of our adversary. He understands how temptation works, how heavy it is on us. But more than that, he knows better than we do the consequences of falling to and living in sin. I tend to view the world through the lens of Ephesians 1:9 and 10, and maybe this is helpful for you. It's my purpose to receive this word from the Lord, in which he says that his plan, the very mystery of his will, the plan in all this is to bring everything together in Christ. So if that's the very will of God, then I'm well aware of the fact that it must be the very will of the God of this age to do everything he can to divide us. If the very will of God is to bring us together in Christ, then I'm not going to be surprised at his tactics to divide us, to cause us to take hard stances on our position, to make a point, rather than reaching out across the aisle, if you will, and really try to make a difference. We are divided in incredible ways, but that wasn't God's plan. Thanks so much for listening, y'all. I really do deeply appreciate it. Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. And until next time, God bless.